Hey everybody, it is me. I am super excited to be here to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is using mirror work to heal your self-concept. So when you are experiencing a lot of trauma as a child and into adulthood, it definitely can have a major impact on how you view yourself. I know for me, whenever I was a kid, I was the youngest of four, and I've kind of talked about this before. I looked to the adults for validation, as any normal child would. And I looked to society. The problem is that the dynamic that I grew up in wasn't necessarily very validating. I was never taught to love myself. I was never taught how to process my emotions as a kid. And you can imagine how that must have affected me for a very long time into adulthood. I do believe that is one of the major reasons, obviously, why I became codependent and essentially ended up in two marriages that went badly. And I know that I was a part of the problem because I had issues that I'd never healed. And one of the major things that I struggled with for a long time was self-esteem, self-worth, self-value, and self-love. Because when you grow up in an environment where you're constantly invalidated, you form the belief as a kid that you're not worthy, you're not good enough. You look at yourself in the mirror and you see something that you don't like. And it wasn't until the last couple of years that the concept really hit me that a lot of the beliefs that I had about myself weren't even mine. They were beliefs that came from, when I was a kid, my siblings, my parents, my, other family members in school. I was taking on these beliefs that weren't mine, but it was what I was perceiving other people felt about me. And so I believed that because these people believe this about me, it must be true. So for a long time, due to the way I was treated, and I don't blame anybody because at this point in my life, I know that unhealed people hurt people unintentionally. And anybody who is treating you badly, and I'm not saying you accept bad treatment because you don't, you set a boundary, is generally hurting in some way. So one thing that I decided at some point, and I don't know how, I think it was kind of towards the end of my second marriage, not real proud of that. I didn't want to be a person who hated themselves. I needed to figure out how I could love and accept myself for who I was. And I needed to figure out how, or even what I believed about myself. And so the brain is obviously very interesting, and we used to believe that, the brain was fixed. This was years ago, obviously. And now we know that, yes, you can change and form and build new connections in your brain. So one thing that I learned as I was in my healing process was mirror work. So this might be really, really hard for you in the beginning, especially if you have a very low self-concept, because there's a couple steps to it, and one of them may be a struggle for you. But I encourage you to try this for a week. either when you wake up in the morning and you're in the bathroom getting yourself ready for the day, brushing your teeth, or in the evening before you go to sleep. Super easy. All you need is a mirror and yourself. What are you going to do? Here's what you do. So you want to, look in the mirror at yourself. Really look at yourself. Don't avoid eye contact with yourself, which is something that a lot of people do because it's hard for them to see themselves, to look at themselves in the eyes. And also, notice yourself, notice your face, notice your hair, your features. You might look silly, that's okay. Like if you just got out of the shower, your hair might be crazy. Do not judge yourself. This is like the most difficult concept for most people is two things: looking themselves in the eyes and not judging their features. Don't do it. Just notice. If you find yourself starting to judge something, try to redirect your brain. Let's say you're looking in the mirror. Okay, so one of my most hated features for me is my teeth. I do not like them. My mom, she was awesome. You know, she did the best she could with what she had. We didn't go to the dentist that much. So my teeth are my least favorite feature. It is very hard for me not to judge them, but I've gotten better. So what I would do is if I would notice a thought coming into my brain, like, oh, look at your teeth, they're so horrible. I would then counteract that thought with something like, once I noticed it, I would think the word stop. We're not going to talk about ourselves like that. And this is all going on in my head, but obviously you could say it out loud. And I would keep doing that. And now I've got to be honest, they're still my least favorite feature, but they don't bother me as much anymore, if that makes sense. Okay, so you're going to look at yourself in the mirror. You're going to notice yourself without judgment. You're going to look directly into your eyes and you are going to say the following things. And you can add other stuff and change it if you need to. Look straight into your eyes and say, you are beautiful. I love you unconditionally. We are going to have an amazing day today. Thank you for being who you are. Your uniqueness is what makes you so special. And that's it. You want to do that every day for like a week, even more. What it's going to do is help you to see that you can show up for yourself. And I will sometimes actually do this if I'm feeling very alone as well, by the way. So it will help you to show up for yourself and also to build love and acceptance for yourself. So that in turn is going to increase your self-worth, your value, your concept. And I guarantee you, as you continue to do this more and more, you're going to find yourself judging yourself a lot less. So I hope this helps. I hope you try the mirror work. If you do try it and you love it, comment below. If it's hard for you to look at yourself, that's okay. I used to be like that. I would not even look at myself. I would be like, oh God, no, gross, because my concept of myself was low. But once I started to repeat these kinds of things in the mirror, I became more gentle, more compassionate. So, hope you have a great day. Bye.